Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to my channel. I'm your Cosmic Auntie, the Interstellar Storyteller, and this is going to be your monthly reading. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really glad you are. A huge thank you to everyone who has subscribed, who has left me a comment, liked the readings. It really helps me out so much and means the world to me. I can really see this channel starting to bud and bloom, and it wouldn't be where it is right now without you, and I'm looking forward to how it is all going to continue to unfold. So yes, thanks so much. Okay, so I am recording this in February, but it could find you at any point in time and feel relevant to you. Energy works in its own cool way. So whenever it does find you, I hope it finds you as well as you can be. My intention with these is to be of service in some helpful way, and my hope is that they can come alongside you and assist you in gaining greater clarity or a sense of validation or confirmation to whatever it is that you're feeling and experiencing, navigating at this time. That being said, though, as you pay attention to the messages, always bounce everything off your own intuition, your own inner knowing. You know yourself best, right? When a message resonates, you'll know, and when it doesn't, you'll also know. So don't make anything fit. Okay, so let's jump in. I'm going to start with introducing the decks. I'm using the Modern Spellcasters Tarot today, the Dragon Wisdom Oracle, and the African Goddess Rising Oracle. I'll have all of that information down in the description below as well. Oh, and one more thing. Thank you to anyone who has donated. That is it's so not expected, but very much appreciated. It was shared with me that I should link my PayPal in the description or in the About section, and I did, and I noticed that a few of you took the liberty, and I am really appreciative. So thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to jump in now. I'm going to share the visual that I received for you. It was really, really cute. I feel like I was acquainted with like your inner child energy for a sec there. And what it was this little kid ran up to me as I was meditating, and like my perception ran up to me, and they had pop rocks in their mouth. And you know when you like you're a kid and you like have pop rocks in your mouth, and you like stick out your tongue, you open your mouth, and you do all these different mouth shapes to get like, hone in the acoustics of the pop rocks. Well, that's what they were doing, and they're in their own world, just like vibing in their own world. We didn't look at it. I just was there, and they're just like, yeah, playing around with the pop rocks in their own world, and then took off, and it was really, really cute. And I got such a strong feeling from that of like the energy of being the person that you needed as a child, or like becoming the person that you needed as a child, or being the person that your childlike self would be comfortable around. That's more specific. The feeling is just holding space for that cute, silly kid to be themselves. And yeah, I very much feel like the inner child will be very prominent in the reading. So let's see what the cards have to reflect. Sagittarius. Three of Wands and Judgment. So I feel like you're calling back your power. You're calling back your energy in many ways. Yeah, down here, really grounding and meditating in any ways that you feel comfortable meditating. There's so many different ways to meditate. And with the Judgment, there's this like this awakening and transcendence, this feeling of being like reborn, but with that inner child, I sense there's just more, you're calling them back. You're calling aspects of them back to sit at the table and assist you in whatever it is that you are cultivating and growing. It's very powerful, Sagittarius. I do feel like you are very much recalling your energy, embodying your power and your magic. Healing. It's like, look at this Judgment energy. I really like this Judgment card, actually. Judgment can be a bit of an uncomfortable energy, but it is incredibly cathartic and expansive, and it's the Phoenix energy. Phoenix rising from the ashes. And every time the Phoenix rises from the ashes, they are bigger and brighter and more aware of their abilities. And that cauldron, you know, it's like, I sense there's areas where it's getting a little hot, you know, and to bring your awareness into those places, I just saw like a latch being pop off the lid and release and sift through well, anytime that you felt betrayed, left behind. And again, this is another card that symbolizes to me, it tells me a bunch of things. It symbolizes to me, well, that's what the card symbolizes in general, but it's one of those cards that always trips me up in many ways because it just says so much. But it's another card of taking your power back. It also indicates times where your power maybe have been drained or harnessed or taken. I specifically feel like areas in where you might be noticing yourself getting a little like hot, like a little bit angry, or where you have any kind of anger, to bringing your awareness to that, to explore that and essentially transcend that and phoenix out of the ashes, you know, from it, to be reborn and ultimately reclaim your power. Because what's cool in this Three of Wands is like they're sending off that hawk, but then there's two in the distance with packages, right? Like it's such a powerful feeling of reclamation of yourself, but also like specific parts of your identity when it comes to like, yeah, the inner child. Letting them out. Letting them, you know, creating more room for them to be, to dream, right? The inner child is we have such amazing imaginations when we're kids, and then it gets kind of conditioned out of us, and then we can journey back to it. We're invited to journey back to it, and it's so important to do so because it's important parts of ourselves. So there's definitely things that you have moved away from, like there's emotional patterns that I sense you've released, and I feel like there's just so much vigor and victory coming through in regards to that. I really sense you owning your truth and doing some really deep diving, really deep healing into some places, popping the latches off and you know, seeing what's there, sifting through it all, integrating, releasing, transcending, transmuting, and that process creates more room internally to accept everything and you know, that you are who you are in your entirety. And there's things that with the 8 of Cups have definitely been let go of, and I sense it feels really good. And I also sense that like your like angels, guides, like energies in the spirit realm are like so proud of you. Again, another card of embodying one's power and energy and feeling recognized, valued, and seen for exactly who they are. King of Swords and Nine of Pentacles. So definitely there's some serious cord cutting here. There's some serious like generational healing I sense. And then we've got the 10 at the bottom of the deck. But I just am like so captivated by this King of Swords. Like, they are not to be messed with. They are one of the most powerful energies in the tarot to really assist with cutting cords, with releasing, with, you know, I just saw like someone cutting through like a really overgrown trail. They have that big sword, that mighty sword, and they know how to wield it. And they always kind of remind me of that Arthur story, you know, with Excalibur. You know, we are the only ones that can take that sword out of the stone. We, you know, are the ones to wield our truth. And so there's a nature of like reclamation of your truth, your essence, your power, your magic. There's a powerful release of any emotional patterns that you've outgrown, or any circumstances, dynamics. Yeah, interesting. And with this 9 of Pentacles, I feel like there is such a secure home that you are creating for yourself, a place of stability, of comfort, of, yeah. I sense that internally as well as externally, because it's earth energy, but I do really sense you creating a home for yourself, like very much to feel at home in yourself underneath this Judgment card. And then externally, I just saw a couch with a lot of soft blankets on it, so I sense that there's a lot of like comfort, that you're creating in your environment by having things that kind of give you the warm and fuzzies, because this is like big work, right? This is a lot of healing, release, embodiment. Bravery. I see a lot of bravery here, Sagittarius. I see a real strong strength of character. Yeah, there you go. King of Pentacles. Such a strong sense of character. I see you being incredibly grounded and also very grounding as a person, as an energy. I really sense that whatever has been identified thus far, because healing is a journey, that has been getting in the way of any kind of growth has been, and maybe has been or is being released. And again, through that release, creates expansion to, expansion to grow into. With the King of Pentacles, it's just like, look at that. I love this card. Really embodying their worth, and I sense that in your energy. Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So there has been there's been pain that has been processed or being processed. Again, healing is not a destination, it is a journey, and it is not linear either. So there's lots of, I just sense you flowing with it. And again, with that safe space you're creating within yourself, I sense a deeper comfort with that work, and a very grounded way in kind of receiving anything that bubbles up, or anything that presents as a trigger that you're noticing. If you're noticing yourself getting, feeling a sense of feeling angry, or feeling sad, or feeling let down, or feeling self-sabotage, or anything that's kind of bubbling up when it comes to cultivating the life that you are cultivating, and what's starting to get in the way of your expansion. I see that there's a really masterful way of bringing light to it, and holding space for it, and learning from it, and then releasing, integrating, and transcending in the ways that you see fit. And when it comes to, with the inner child, like with this earth energy here, it's like I really, coming back to that visual, it's like I was just kind of I was just like, holding, I don't even know, I was just like watching with just joy, the little kid just have fun and run around and like just being. And I sense that that's something that you have been really actively working on, and I just sense that there's just a real grounded, safe space for yourself to be who you are, to express your energy. Right? Be as big as you want to be as big as you are, to be bright, brazen, to be silly, to be to dream big with this Three of Wands. And I sense like there's such a profound way of listening to your inner child, and as an adult self, finding ways to take action on those very profound ideas that come from our inner child, which essentially represent our creativity, our joy, our curiosity, our innocence, our love. More earth energy, 8 of Pentacles. So I definitely see that you're working hard at something. There's mastery here, and I think I used that word earlier. Oh, and things are moving at a really fast pace. There's momentum. There's divine alignment. Underneath the 6 of Wands, like, ooh, I sense that you'd be very much recognized for who you are, and like something that you do, something that you're building, something that you're expressing. Ultimately, I just sense you being seen for who you are, and really elevating yourself in your authenticity and in your originality, working with that. Working with like honing your divine gifts, like honing your spiritual gifts, your ancestral gifts, your divine gifts, the soul gifts, because this Judgment energy, 8 of Cups, all of this like points to soul expansion. And as the soul expands, we have to clear the brambles out of the way and really take our time with it. Be intentional with it. The King of Swords is very intentional. The King of Swords reminds me of Gandalf. I don't know if you guys are Lord of the Rings fans, but I'm a total Lord of the Rings nerd. And whenever I see the King of Swords, it reminds me of that time where he fights the Balrog, where he's like, "You shall not pass." And he battles down into the depths of like the cave or whatever, and all the way up to the top of the mountain, and like ultimately triumphs and then transforms with the Judgment here. That's kind of giving me the same energy coming through your reading, Sagittarius, is that there's certain things that I sense you saying you shall not pass, but it's not just bypassing them. I sense you taking the time to do it right. When you weed the garden, you got to go all the way down to the root and pull the weed out. So there's certain things that I sense you getting to the root of, saying you shall not pass, releasing, expanding, transcending, shining. Wow. So I'm going to do some Oracle now. The Chariot too, there's just such a beautiful kind of just divine alignment. Stepping deeper into your divinity. Being seen for who you are, like being very successful at what it is that you're doing, cultivating, how it is that you're feeling. I'm not sure. This could land in so many different ways, but ultimately, however it's playing out, I see you being seen and valued for who you truly are, being respected. There's a sense of vitality, vigor, and even valor. Like there's just such a sense of bravery. I sense you being very inspiring, being a very inspiring person. And I sense you feeling more confident in that, confident in shining as bright as can be. Calling your energy back to you, also sending out very intentional energy to what it is that you are wanting to create. The Three of Wands. Okay, dragons. Oh yeah, courage. Exactly. Look at that cool dragon. Courage, Sagittarius. That is such a great word to use in this reading. I sense an immense amount of courage. It takes courage to call your energy back to you, wherever you felt that it has been shrouded, or wherever it has been drained, or anything, calling it back to you. It takes a lot of courage to go into the root of things, as we discussed. It takes a lot of courage because it just takes a lot of courage. It does. Because it's often pointing to places that may have been challenging, where you've had to protect yourself, or there's so many where you experienced any kind of pain, or betrayal, like we talked about kind of briefly in the reading, or feeling let down or left behind, or where any time you felt like your energy was, stolen from you and needing to protect it. I sense you releasing those places and integrating them into this home you're creating within yourself to shine authentically and feel confident and safe to do so. So it takes great courage. It takes great courage to cut through the brambles. It takes great courage to release any outdated emotional patterns. It takes great courage to move away from anything that you feel is like not emotionally serving you. And that's internally, externally, whatever is need to be done. I see that it has cleared the way for full kind of embodiment of your success and what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're cultivating. And I see that you're actively and diligently, intentionally committing yourself to that process. So it takes great courage, if you're resonating with this reading, to do what you're doing. I think we'll go to this one now. It takes great courage to process emotions. When I look at this King of Pentacles underneath the Eight of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles underneath the Judgment, to really find grounding ways to get into the body, to, feel connected to the earth, right? Like, I sense there could be so many ways that you do this, but what it's showing me is that there's very conducive grounding methods that are being used to process and transmute these energies. And if you're looking for any kind of way, like if you're finding yourself resonating with this, but you're also like, oh, I actually don't know what it is to ground. I even just being outside and like touching earth in some way, like going outside and like touching a tree or touching the earth. There's visualizations that can be really helpful of grounding and like kind of seeing like roots go down into the earth. So if you're resonating with this and you're looking for ways to ground, I encourage you like to, if any of those resonate, like, you know, just go outside and touch earth, take deep breaths, because the King of Swords is here, so breath work. But wherever you are in this, I see that you are really putting the work in and taking your time and taking your time and committing yourself to the process, which is yielding, I sense, great results. With the Six of Wands, I feel like when we have celestial alignment. So we've got Queen Nandi first, intuition, and then we've got celestial alignment, which totally gives me the Chariot card energy. So find ways to ground, or keep employing the ways that you feel comfortable grounding, and keep trusting the process. And I see you transmuting, I see you liberating and breaking free. I see you shining. I see you calling your energy back to you, your power, embodying your magic. I see you even, you know, being able to employ that energy to working on what it is that you want to work on, too. I see that you're such a giver as well, like with these little like cute like dog and squirrel, like getting, you know, sheltering them. It just gives me another energy of really providing yourself shelter, providing these innocent parts of you shelter to be safe, to be who you are. I just see this like radical self-acceptance of all your dynamics and the curiosity and discovery of yourself, because once you know, we're infinite. When you're exploring the soul and experiencing soul expansion, it's like the learning is infinite. Okay, so we've got Queen Nandi, intuition, claiming your magic, getting in touch with your divine gifts, celestial alignment. I like reading from the book with these because they have these amazing declarations, and that could be really helpful in your meditation, or when you're walking, or even if you resonate with it, just saying it to yourself whenever you would like to. So Queen Nandi, goddess of intuition, Zulu, temple, queens, element, fire. So your element. Queen Nandi was the mother of warrior king Shaka Zulu. His father's royal family first rejected her. They said that she wasn't pregnant and her belly resulted from an Ishaka beetle sting. But Nandi knew her son would be great before he was born. You already know. Take a deep breath and surrender to what you know to be true. Trust your inner wisdom and guidance. Yeah, this is very much owning your truth and trusting yourself, trusting your inner wisdom and guidance. What is your guidance telling you? Put your hands over your third eye, center of your forehead, and ask, if I knew what the answer is, what would it be? Then follow your first instinct. The Creator and your ancestors connect with you through your intuition. Trust your internal GPS. The nudges, signs, and coincidences are divine guidance. Slow down, go for a walking meditation, be present with nature, and pay attention. Being present allows you to feel, hear, see, and sense your guidance. So the declaration is, I am knowing. Yeah, so being out in nature, walking meditation in any way that feels comfortable for you, Very helpful. There's another confirmation of that. Going at your own pace, being slow, being present, paying attention as you are out in nature, because nature communicates, and the divine communicates, and our ancestors communicate. Like there's just a lot of communication that comes to us that we can notice when we're going slow and we're present. So yeah, the Creator and your ancestors connect with you through your intuition. And I just want to say again that I sense your ancestors being incredibly proud of you for what it is that you're doing, how it is that you are embodying your full power. I sense stepping into your birthright, your gifts, your passions, and really like owning and celebrating who you are. Okay, so let's do Nkosazana. Nkosazana, goddess of celestial alignment, Zulu, South Africa, temple, high priestesses, element, water. Nkosazana is the healer of healers and the teacher of teachers, whose love for humanity makes the corn grow. She dwells in foamy waters, but is known as the heavenly princess. As above, so below is celestial alignment. Your natural path is to be in alignment with your own divinity. No one can take from you what they didn't give you. No one can take from you what they didn't give you. Wow. I'm definitely going to reflect on that one later. How do you want to feel? You think often about what you want, but goddess energy speaks to us in feelings. Celestial alignment is being in sync with the energetic feeling, the frequency of the sacred. Everything that you desire is in that frequency. Match it with your feelings. This is the energy of God, goddess energy. Goddess declaration is, I am always being guided in the right direction. Yes, I see a lot of divine alignment, courage, bravery, magic, presence, victory. I see a lot of power in the most like potent sense, this energy of the phoenix rising from the ashes. I see a lot of success and stability. Yes. Well, I hope that this reading was of service in some way. I appreciate you. Keep up the good work. You're doing amazing. And there's just so many blessings coming your way as well. You are truly embodying your energy, and it will be seen and recognized and respected and valued for who you are, because, well, you are doing that with yourself. Well, your ancestors are very, very proud of you. Keep listening to your intuition, doing all the things that feel healthy, calming, and safe to you as you process, transmute, transcend the energies that you are transcending, and then enjoy the victory and just enjoy the victory that comes through for choosing you. Much love, and I will see you next reading.